This week on Addicted to the Outdoors.
So this week on Addicted, we are headed to Texas. We are taking Raven out there to try and get her first axis deer ever.
I'm pretty excited to try and go after a different kind of deer.
It wasn't long before we got on a group of axis, and there was a pretty nice buck in there.
He's the only buck and he's not special.
And now we've literally got 2 hours to try and get something down.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a bit nervous.
Randy's like, hey, I see a awesome black buck.
Safety's off.
Okay. Am I good?
Yep, found him.
Addicted to the Outdoors with Tough, Raven, and Gunner.
Hey, don't forget about us.
And John and Gina Brunson. A new addiction starts now.
So this week on Addicted, we are headed to Texas to hunt with our good friend Mike Stroff. We are taking Raven out there to try and get her first axis deer ever. We've known Mike for about 20 years, and we hunted with him about 15 years ago, and Gina shot a really nice whitetail. And this is a hunt that I'm really excited about because as we're focusing on that next generation with Addicted, and our kids are getting a lot more involved in the show, we're obviously having a lot of fun taking our kids on hunts, but it's a little more fun taking them on a hunt with someone that we hunted with, 10, 15, 20 years ago. This was a hunt I was really excited about.
I'm excited to see our kids branching out and setting their sights on different animals. And I'm really hoping that John and Raven can pull it out on this trip.
I was really looking forward to this trip. After getting my first muley 2 years ago, I'm pretty excited to try and go after a different kind of deer.
All right, almost to the airport. Ready to go try and shoot your first axis deer?
Yes.
Should be a good trip. Mike's fun. Like I said, me and Mom hunted with him. I've known him forever, but me and Mom hunted with at one of his other ranches like 15 years ago. Should be a fun trip.
So we got a 2-hour ride to the lodge from the airport, and on our way in, we are getting close to the ranch, and as we get closer to the ranch, we are seeing axis deer everywhere.
Look at him! Look at all the axis bucks!
So big!
Wasn't that cool?
Oh my gosh!
Behind us,
Oh,
that
one's running across the
Oh, boy,
Oh,
oh, boy.
they're all running across the road now.
Look at him! Look at him! Look at him!
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that cool? They're all just hanging
Just
out.
stared at you.
Nothing like seeing, the animals you're after, you're running around close to camp when you're getting into camp to get you fired up.
Come on in.
Randy, what's up, big guy? No, give me a hug, big guy.
How's it going, Mr. Brunson?
Man. This is Raven.
Raven? Pleasure to meet you, man.
So last time we hunted with you, she was like 5 years old.
Mike and Randy, like I'd mentioned, we've known them for 20 years. I think we hunted one of the first Texas ranches he had ever bought 15 years ago. And Gina shot that really nice hill country whitetail.
He's down. Yes, go look at my neck. Oh, look at that buck. That is a nice buck. Oh my God. Thank you, Mike Stroff. Oh my God, this is so nice. Oh, I remember that hunt. Those were the days.
You excited?
But yeah, geez, we saw that the road, just the strip between the city and here.
Yeah.
Dear God, all the axis deer.
Yeah.
Went big bucks everywhere. Me and her were like freaking out.
That's good. He's one with the car.
We thought about it.
You got it early. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be quite as satisfying though.
We basically unpacked our gear, hit the sack, and we were excited to get after it that next day and try and get Raven her first axis deer. So that next morning, we get up right at sunlight. First thing we always do is check our weapons to make sure nothing got bumped on the flight. Raven shot the old Best of the West a few times. It was dead on the money. So at that point, we were ready to rock. We piled in the truck and we were ready to get after some axis deer.
Figure we'll get her one, get her her first axis. She's staying ahead of the boys on new animals.
So we had a little ways to drive till we got to the part of the ranch we were gonna be hunting. We had planned on kind of being in blinds, but that first morning it was kind of cool. And we thought, you know, let's get out and do a little spot and stalk this morning. And, you know, maybe we can get lucky and get out there and shoot one first thing.
What's our plan from here?
Well, what we're going to do is just like all spot and stalks, we're going to walk into the wind. We're just going to have to take it slow and easy.
So this patience, like a spot and stalk, is one thing that I've always liked. So we'll follow you.
Hey, I'm just being honest. So we started slipping around that morning and, you know, it wasn't long before we got on a group of axis and there was a pretty nice buck in there. So, you know, coming into this hunt, we know that historically there's a lot of axis deer. It's nothing to sit in a blind and see, you know, 100 axis deer there. We've got friends like Brad Miller that have hunted there the last couple of years, and I mean, it's all they keep talking about, how they sat in a blind and saw 150 axis deers.
He's the only buck and he's not special.
It was a decent buck. It definitely would have been a buck we'd have probably shot last day in a heartbeat, but with it being literally, you know, an hour into our first hunt, seeing a decent buck, knowing that we were gonna go get in a blind that afternoon, a blind that we were thinking we were gonna see probably 100 axis out of, we obviously decided to pass. So when we were at camp for lunch, Mike rolls in. It was nice to see him, get to spend a little time with him.
Hey man, you made it in, huh?
It's been
a long time. How are you? I was gonna hug you. You gotta be close enough to family.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to kill some axis?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is this your first time doing it?
Yeah, it's our first axis hunt. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. There's plenty of axis around, and you actually, this weather's pretty nice. It's not hot like normal.
It's funny because it's like we're running around with Randy, and I was telling him, last time y'all guided me and Gina, she was probably 5 years old.
Oh wow.
It's pretty cool how Mike and Randy guided me like 15 years ago, and now they're guiding our daughter Raven. It's neat how it's come full circle.
Awesome. She's a killer.
Cool.
She's
probably runs in the DNA a little bit. It's probably hard not to be cut out.
Yeah, I won't say it in front of the boys, but she out hunts her brothers.
Oh yeah.
They're all killers, but she's the killer.
They all just got mad at her.
right.
Whatever, Dad.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Cool. All right, but you hungry? Yeah.
I know I am. That's why I keep talking about it.
All right, let's go eat. All right.
So after lunch, we head out to get into the blind.
Hey, babe.
So we're gonna see lots of axis deer.
A bunch of them over there.
I saw a pretty big one back here this morning.
This was a blind that they had been historically seeing over 100 axis deer out of.
All right, so day one, did a little spot and stalk this morning, get the blind this afternoon. All right, good luck, mate. Let's see if we can smash your axis deer.
We camped out. We were really kind of excited. Our hopes were high that, you know, man, you're seeing over 100 axis deer here. You know, we're bound to see some deer. And it was just a ghost town.
This is bullcrap. We must not be in the blind. Remember, we're going to see 150 axis deer.
So I think 150 was a bit of an overstatement.
I think he was like, oh, it should.
Yeah, see, they're making us work for it. We're going to get back tonight. We're going to be like eating puss and audio. Kiss out the girl. Puss and audio. They don't want to make it too easy for us. I can't believe we haven't seen one single axis deer. Turkeys, cows, we've seen.
Every animal came in besides an axis deer, I swear.
I mean, right now I feel like we've got at least a half hour like that. So maybe they'll start rolling in here close to dark.
We sat, 8 hours. We sat the entire time till dark. But, by the end of the day, we pretty much sat there and roasted and didn't see a single axis. So after that first day ended, we got back to camp, ate some dinner. We had a great meal, hung out with everybody, and then me and Raven hit the sack because we knew we were going to have a long day the next day. So we get up that next morning. Plan is to go sit in a blind that's on some food. We really wanted to sit all day, but Our thought process was, let's go sit in this blind on food the first half of the day. If we can get one, great. If not, then maybe that afternoon we just make a midday switch over to another blind that's on food and water because it's so hot. So we get in the blind that morning and we're seeing some deer. We're seeing some activity. It's a little cool that morning.
It's our second morning on a 2.5 day hunt. Sound familiar? We've seen some whitetails and turkeys, raccoons, and a couple axis does and 12 axis buck. So we just need a big point to come in.
Again, we're just waiting for that buck to step out. But unfortunately, kind of the same story. We sat, it just kept getting hotter. We had some deer out in front of us. We had some deer hitting some feed, saw some small axis bucks, but just not what we were looking for. I'll tell you, the one thing we were seeing a lot of and everybody else was seeing a lot of was turkey. So, we were kind of thinking maybe we should have been turkey hunting instead of axis hunting. So when we were at camp for lunch, Mike rolls in. He helped us make kind of a firm decision on what we thought that afternoon blind should be. And we all agreed that we should go to the blind that had food and water.
All right, babe, you ready? For the long, hot sit? That's all right. We're gonna get one.
And Mike also said that this blind we were going to on food and water had a lot of animals, especially some nice black bucks. So, we kind of talked about it. If we had a crack at a nice black buck, we were definitely at least thinking about it.
Okie dokie. So, inside this morning, didn't see a whole lot. With it being 90 degrees and that being such a bad drought here, we're just banking on water. First 2 stands we sat on was food, no water.
I think we wanted to go to water every time.
Yeah, so we figured we'd just come out here and camp out. Basically a long sit, about an 8-hour sit. It gets dark about 8:15.
8 more hours of this is gonna be tough, but whatever we gotta do.
We'll see if we can shoot one going down. We got the rest of the day and tomorrow morning, so we gotta make it happen. We've been there before, right? Now, if we're in a grizzly blind, it'd be so much better. We're in the oven, and it's on high. We're getting bacon like chicken fingers.
I can only imagine how hot that blind is. Too bad it wasn't a grizzly.
It was pretty hot, not gonna lie. Thank goodness we were wearing our lightweight four-load gear.
So we get in the blind, it is blistering hot. But the good news is we're on food and water. We see a lot of animals, see a lot of activity. And then all of a sudden we see this really nice black buck. So at this point, we're torn.
This is hard.
Well, yeah, it is. Right now, you can work it out. Right now, I'm telling you about side is I can't have a shot yet. If we're gonna shoot him, we need to try and let him get clear or something. He's a nice buck. But it depends on what you want. But the Texas deer's also looking too,
I'm so worried that we're not gonna.
I know.
That's the hard part of hunting sometimes. You gotta make those tough decisions.
You're not helping me pick one.
Well, that's because I'm trying to tell you the truth.
But all in all, he finally made the decision for us. That black buck never really gave us a clean shot.
Look, everything happens for good.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, we didn't have a shot.
So we just kind of watched him walk off, and now it was down to the wire. We knew that we had a morning left the next day to get it done. I'd say at this point, we were definitely getting a little nervous. For some reason, I was, assuming that we had a half a day to hunt. When we met with Randy, our guide, he informed us that we had till 9:30 to hunt because they were changing out hunters. So they had hunters leaving, hunters coming in that need to be picked up. So I went from thinking, okay, we've got 4 or 5 hours to get this done, to now we've literally got 2 hours to try and get something down.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get a bit nervous.
So we got a couple hours to get it done. Think positive.
So, down to the last day, huh? I've definitely heard that one before.
Okay, so down to the wire. Same ranch, just different area?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we opt to go spot and stalk. So we got to a part of the ranch where they had seen a lot of axis and a lot of blackbuck. We got that wind in our face, and we just started slipping around. You know, immediately I'm thinking 2 hours, and I'm worrying. Then all of a sudden, Randy's like, "Hey, I see a awesome blackbuck."
So it's a good blackbuck.
It's a real good blackbuck.
Okay. Well, I know last night she almost shot that one because you said we could shoot a blackbuck, and we kind of held off. Didn't have the perfect shot, but we kind of held off. But I don't know, babe. You got 2 hours this morning, and it's rough conditions. You gonna go shoot a blackbuck?
You should try.
All right. Let's go see if we can sneak up.
So at this point, there's no debating, right? I look at Raven. I'm like, "You want to shoot a blackbuck?" She's like, "Oh yeah."
That's why I think the news don't walk into that opening right there.
You know, the wind is perfect. You know, he's upwind, the wind's in our face, it's blowing really hard, so, you know, you can't hear. He has no clue we're there. We kind of start slipping up on him. You know, we see him in some gaps.
The one at Wise.
Yeah, he's gonna be right there.
He's gonna be in that opening.
He's working to the right.
We're gonna have to get to another opening.
Okay, here, safety. All right, pick that up.
You know, we get set up, then he moves, then we slip around a little more.
There he is. 75 yards.
Okay, hop up there, babe. He's walking right.
You know, he gets in another gap, we set up, then he moves, and we slip around a little more and get set up again.
Well, there's no shot. Oh, he's coming to the right. He just turned right. He's coming to the right. This gap right here. Yep, that gap right there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You're on fire, okay? Safety's off.
Okay.
He steps out as if he just put it on the shoulder. If he stops, just squeeze it right off.
So we finally get set up. He's coming through a gap. We think it's gonna happen.
Well, he's moving slow, so that's good. There you go. Just let him come on out. Right there. Just put on that front shoulder and squeeze.
Even though he's quartered?
Yep. Hold on. Turn to the right.
With that size animal and that Best of the West rifle, I'm like, if he stops, you put it right through that shoulder.
There, he's right there. If he stops.
Am I good?
Yep, found him.
For more information,
So this blackbuck walks in from the left, and I'm just waiting for it to stop and give me a clean shot. He needs to turn.
Turn to the right.
Swing right.
He's right there. If he stops.
Am I good?
Yep, found him.
So Raven shoots, and she feels great about her shot. You know, I'm looking through the camera, and I can see that she absolutely hammers his shoulder. We follow him running through the brush, and then it looks like he goes down.
You hammered him. You hammered him. Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Let's go get him.
Well, he would like only stop for a couple seconds, and he would go again.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
I see a blackbuck on the ground. Yes, I'm so excited. Just go check him out.
I'm so relieved to be walking up on this blackbuck. It was so pretty, and I'm super glad to not be going home empty-handed. Plus, this is my first blackbuck ever.
Get you a blackbuck. Check him out. 1, 2, 3. We're starting a 4th curl.
Wow.
Look how pretty
How
this
many
is.
curls can I get?
That's the big 4. I mean, 4 is usually about it. He gets a little dark face.
It's cool.
Isn't he pretty?
Yeah.
His pelt and everything, two-tone. Man, what a pretty animal. If some axis deer come by, it'd be in trouble.
I know Raven was after an axis, but I'd be lying if I say I wasn't at least a little bit jealous of that blackbuck. I really love those Texas exotics.
It's so warm.
Oh yeah, he just
So weird.
He just went down.
Raven's always the first one to shoot new kinds of deer, but she better watch out because maybe next year I'll be coming in and shooting an axis buck before she does.
Got your black buck, got your black buck.
Well, hey, it may not be what she went there to get, but I'm so proud of Raven for getting it done in the home stretch. And a black buck is another first for her, so the trip was a success in my book.
Getting these kids out on these hunts like this, especially hunts with people that we've hunted with, and kind of bringing it full circle is something that we are absolutely loving.